All right. Hello. Is it recording? We're good. Okay. Hello, everybody.
It is.
This is Ep.6 of the podcast. We're a little late. We had some timing issues, but it's bound to happen. First time we've been late. It's okay. But
Yeah.
6 weeks. We're getting into the thick of it.
Steady
Um,
grind.
yeah, we're going. I don't know if we'll get more viewers this podcast or not. I don't know how it's gonna work. We'll see. But I'm Rebel. I've been gaming, doing this shit forever. I don't know. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Saucy. I have also been gaming forever. Not doing this forever though. But
Yeah. You're relatively new to the content grind, aren't you?
sure am, sure am.
It's a new thing for you. Um,
Mhm.
well, is there anything new that's been going on in your life within the past week? I don't know if you want to talk much about your escapades, but
No, there is something else that I can talk about actually. That because you were
okay,
gone last week, you don't know.
all right. Oh, interesting. Saving it for the cast. Look at you.
No, well,
Okay.
I didn't remember about it until this morning. But so last semester I had this prof in
Mhm.
one of my classes, and this semester
Okay.
I've had him in two classes,
Right.
and I showed up to my class on Thursday with him, and I was
Mhm.
the first one there, and he was like, "Hey, you don't have a job lined up for the summer, do you?" And I was like, "No, like I don't got anything yet." And so he was like, "Well, you were the only student who got an A plus in the class last semester. You seem to be like doing real good in the one this semester. So like if you're looking for a summer job, I know a firm that's looking for some people in tax." And I was like,
Wow.
"Oh dang, okay." My ego was
Sweet.
like so high. I was like,
For
the only one that
sure.
got an A plus. Okay, okay.
Nice, man.
But yeah, so he was like, email me and I'll send you the contact information. And then I emailed him and he didn't answer me back. But
Okay. But it's
then
in the
I showed up to
works.
class today. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I got your email. I didn't respond to it yet, but I'll give you their information. Make sure you put me down on your cover letter, on your resume. I'll let them know, about you and stuff." And I was like,
Wow.
"Okay." I
Awesome.
don't know if I'm going to do it at all, but it's cool that
Oh, you
it's
definitely
getting
should.
offered. I
What do you
should,
mean?
yeah, but then I'm spending summer here and I gotta find a place to stay. And then I'm
Yeah, but I
not
mean,
saving as much money up for like, I'll probably have to take out more loans next year. But I would get relevant job experience, so
Yeah. And I
it's
mean,
there.
I don't know. You don't know how much you're going to be making. It could be more than what you would make at home in your
It
town.
could be more. It's
I would
just
imagine it
the
would be more, but
added expense of
yeah,
paying
paying rent and
for
stuff like
rent
that.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You at least get some like I think that's a good experience though. You'll kind of be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
finally have to worry about rent and bills and you kind of have
Mhm.
an adult experience. Hey,
Yeah.
congratulations, that's awesome though. That's good. that
Mhm.
that probably that
Mhm.
had to feel so good. Just
Oh
your
yeah.
fucking, oh yeah, that had to feel so good. Well, that's cool.
Um.
Look at you making the
Yeah.
making the moves.
Other than that,
Awesome.
partying it up.
Yeah, you were a little
We
party
won't
animal
go
this
into
week, huh?
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then yeah, started our volleyball league this weekend.
Right. Yeah. How did that go? I guess I didn't
Did
really
not
ask.
win.
Like, did not win.
No,
Oh
we
no.
played the same team that beat us last year's playoffs that won the whole thing. We played them first match
Oh, so
with
tough.
our team,
It's a tough
and
one.
half of our team hasn't played since like 2 months ago. Uh,
Oh, okay.
so it did not go our way. We played them close, but we were real sloppy.
Yeah. Well,
That's about
first
it for
match of
my
the
week.
league.
Yeah, I mean, we lost our first match last semester and we still made playoffs, so
Right. Just
should be
gotta
okay.
just don't fumble it. Don't fuck up.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
What about you? Anything new over there?
Man, not really. I just spent, as you know, a lot of time with family. I trying to find the time to balance. Maybe some people can relate to that. I don't know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
trying to balance the stuff I want to do and then kind of, it sucks to say it, but family obligation. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Just spending time with your family and like I've been kind of trying to make more time to do that, but I don't know. I still struggle to make that. I still struggle to make enough time for everything. But yeah, just spent some time with family. Had a good time. I'm trying to think if there's anything new really. It's kind of just the same old stuff. Nothing too crazy.
Nice.
But speaking of new shit that's going on though, we had Tom Brady officially retire. I don't know if you saw much about that. Wanted to ask, like, did you see they're selling his fucking the sand he sat on for like 100 racks?
Yeah, it started at 10K bid and it's up to like 100. Yeah,
dude, he just sat on the sand. I feel like you could go to places where famous people have sat on sand, and like, is that gonna be a thing now? I mean, like, surely you could walk on a beach in California and be like, Leonardo DiCaprio walked on this beach. Like, you can't. That's just
the sand wild. From where his foot was. Like,
yeah, like, what the fuck are we doing? We're selling sand? Like, come on, man. But yeah, the people's goat, I'll say. You know, he's not my goat, but he's the common goat. I don't know. Who do you think is gonna be the next, like, Brady replacement? Because he's kind of one of the last old heads in the league, other than like Aaron Rodgers.
What does a Brady replacement mean? Like the next guy who's on
the
top
next
for
like
a while?
Dominant, yeah. Like the next, like, who's gonna be the next fucking Brady? You know?
I think it's got to be Mahomes, right?
You think so?
Like,
I mean, that's what I wanted
they've made it to
they've
made it to their championship game in 5 straight years. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if you can argue against that. Like,
I mean, out of every team in the NFL, I feel like, yeah, they're probably...
They have the biggest, but, like, you never know, potential. Man.
You just never know. Like, you got to keep... That team's kind of based on team chemistry with, like, who they got. Like, what happens if Kelsey goes somewhere else? What happens if, you know... I don't know. They signed him for a long time. That team's going to change a lot over time. So, I don't know, but... Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but that's kind of weird. I mean, Brady's been playing my whole life. Like, there was literally never an NFL season while I've been alive that Brady hasn't been in the league, which is weird to think about.
By the time I knew what football was, like, the one name I knew was Tom Brady.
It was Tom Brady, yeah. So I don't know. It's weird. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't retire when they won the Super Bowl. Whenever that was. I think that's like 2 years ago now, but
yeah.
I really thought that would be the time. You signed a 1-year deal, like, you were already gonna retire, kind of. Or I guess that wasn't... He didn't retire when he left the Patriots, he just left the Patriots, right? Yep. It was that year between that he said he would retire and then just, like, didn't for some reason.
He... what's it called? He went from the Patriots to the Bucks. Right. Got injured his first year of the Bucks. Second year of his Bucks, he won the Super Bowl.
They won.
And then announced his retirement.
But then he showed up.
A month later came back and was like, I don't want to retire just yet.
Yeah.
But
I would have retired when I won the Super Bowl. But I mean, either way, like, I'm not a Brady hater. I don't not like. He's just like, you know what I mean? It's Brady. Like, he's the fucking cookie cutter football player.
I mean, once you see someone like win like that for so long, it's kind of like, love him or you hate him, but at some point you kind of gotta respect him.
You have to, right? I was gonna say, like, his accolades, you can't shit on them. Like, you can't shit on his career. It's like the best career that anybody's seen in a long time. So it's like, whether you like him or not, he fucking was successful. He's probably one of the most successful people in the NFL. So I don't know, but it's weird. It's the first year that since I've been born.
Yep.
Brady's not gonna be playing in the league, so that'll be interesting to see. I don't know what the Bucks are gonna do, but they're not really even. Yeah. I mean, they didn't really have a crazy strong team anyway.
No.
So I don't know what they do there, but
I don't know if you saw he has like the 10 million, or not 10 million, 10-year deal with Fox, I think it is.
Oh, is he gonna be in the booth?
In the booth, yeah, and he's actually, like, not including like any endorsements he had. He's gonna earn more with that contract than he did from his 23 years of playing football, just like salary wise.
Oh, for real? Damn, they're fucking
Yeah,
paying him a bag,
because I know
huh?
he took pay cuts so like he could have better players
Right.
on his team, but still I
Yeah.
think it was like he had 333 million from like playing,
Yeah.
and their deal's like a 10-year, 375 million. Uh, but I think I just saw a tweet today saying that he probably won't be starting until like fall 2024.
Yeah. I would imagine he wouldn't start till like football season.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no point for him to be in the booth otherwise. So is he going to be a commentator or is it just like analyst?
I believe
Like, I don't know.
commentator.
I think I told you this actually. I don't remember when, but I think I said like Brady would probably be a really good commentator because he's probably one of
Well,
the
they
best.
had
Like if you're talking about analysts, like he'd analyze a
mhm.
play better than most people.
There was a tweet saying that people were impressed by his knowledge of football when he was
Mm.
like doing his practice commentary, and all the comments
Yeah.
were like, "Wow, the greatest to ever do it has
Right.
knowledge about football.
Has
Who would have
has
thought?"
good knowledge of the game. He's absolutely the
Yeah.
best at. That's so wild.
Mhm.
Oh.
Um,
That'll
but
be
yeah,
interesting. I don't know if he'll be good at commentating, but I think he'll have some. He'll
good
be very
analysis at
good at.
least.
Yeah. I think he'll be a good asset to have for sure as a commentator. Him and
Yeah.
Romo in a booth, that'd be
Yeah.
hilarious. That'd be great.
I don't
Hopefully
know
we
if
see
you
him
compare
open
those
up
two
a little
together
bit.
though.
Romo's pretty funny and like open. I don't know how
Mhm.
Brady's gonna be on a bench or like on a not on a
Yeah.
bench, like in the booth. Like I don't know if he'll be very entertaining, but who knows? Maybe he'll open up a little bit. You know,
I saw that
be kind of fun.
there's a weekly podcast that Tom Brady does. This week he's gonna have like his family on. Rob Gronkowski, Belichick,
Wow,
Peyton Manning, and Mahomes is gonna be on there.
it's a stacked
So
fucking
it's quite the
podcast.
cast. Yeah,
Yeah, it's stacked, bro. Well, that'll be a
should
fun
be
listen.
interesting.
I didn't even know he did a podcast. So
Yeah. I don't know.
everybody's got podcasts nowadays, you know. God, like, what? We got enough of them, you know
How are
what I
we gonna
mean?
compete? Yeah.
Right? We got some tough competition for sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, shout out to Brady. You know, I'm not gonna go see that fucking movie, but
80 for Brady? No.
80 for Brady. No chance I'm watching that movie. I would watch that movie as a joke at home, like with
Oh yeah. It's not a
with
theater
you
movie,
guys.
but like
No,
maybe
I'll
being
watch
drunk.
Yeah. Like it'll be a good drunk watch for sure. Otherwise, fuck no. I'm not going in. Who's gonna go? If you went to see 80 for Brady in the theaters, you need to think about some things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of shit that I've seen on, because all I've seen on Instagram is the 80 for Brady stuff. It's everywhere. Everyone's posting, but it's
Actually,
fucking
I haven't seen
annoying.
it
I've seen so much.
except for one guy who went like to the carpet premiere, but
I've seen a lot of ads for it, but I also have my VPN set to like Chicago, so like Central America is probably where they're
yeah.
advertising it the
targeting.
most. Yeah. But recently on Instagram, I don't know if you've seen, or I guess when it got announced, the Batman 2 was announced, right?
Yep.
There was a lot, and I mean like a lot of Batman hate going on. And I was kind of surprised by it. Like I thought that movie was generally well received, but I started going on the posts and like every comment was like, you can keep that shit. Or like, worst Batman
Really?
movie in the franchise. Like create like a
was
lot
gonna
of
say,
the
I
guy
haven't-
had to have been thousands.
I haven't seen it on Instagram, but on Twitter I saw like nothing but love, so it's interesting.
I don't know if Twitter just has a different side of the fan base or what, but yeah, there were a lot of people just shitting on it, saying like, our Batman isn't 150 pounds, like just shitting on Robert Pattinson. Like, it was so mean. But yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I thought that was a weird, because I thought that movie was generally like you're gonna have a few people who aren't gonna like it regardless. But I thought it was generally well received.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it still is, but like there were a lot of comments, and I don't know. It was more than like, you know, the few you usually see on any movie post.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of people are like, you can have it. Reeves ruined Batman. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, did you watch the like? Look, this is gonna sound bad. The Dark Knight was good because of Heath Ledger, because he was a good Joker.
Oh yeah.
And we hadn't had a good Joker in the series really since like Jack Nicholson. There wasn't a Joker before that. Like, those movies are kind of ass, dude. I'm sorry. If you watch those movies again, those things are kind of garbage. I'm sorry. I know there's gonna be some people who are like, "The fuck, Christian Bale's my guy. Dark Knight's the best film in the." Dude, watch those movies again and try to keep a straight face when he fucking talks, dude.
Oh yeah.
When you first hear Batman talk, it is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. It's already dumb because he's in a bat costume. It's already hard to get over the fact that there's a grown man with these fucking ears in a bat costume. But then he starts doing the voice, and you're like, all right, man. Like, you can't take it serious. Like, it's just impossible. It's impossible. Those movies are garbage. I'm sorry. I just, like, there's so many people who like that franchise, and I get it. But, like, they're pretty shit, dude. They're pretty shit. I'm sorry. They served their purpose, but, like, they weren't good. They weren't, like, amazing movies.
No. Just fun, I guess.
They were just fun, yeah. But even, like, dude, like, when you watch that and you hear his... Like, I remember I had it on a TV. And I had people in my house. And it came on. And I was embarrassed that I had it on my speaker when he was talking. He's like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, this is embarrassing. I can't have this on my speakers. Like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
But, yeah, fuck those movies. I'll go out and say it. Those are straight garbage.
Which, all the old Batmans, or which ones have your hate?
Definitely just the Dark Knight ones, because you can't even take the ones before. Can you even count those? Like, the George Clooney one's a joke. The Val Kilmer one's a joke. Like, those were clearly not taken seriously by any means.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Keaton ones. Now, are they amazing? I don't think they aged great, but I'm also a nerd. Like, I like the film score, and I like that Tim Burton did it, and a lot of it was practical, you know. I like Jack Nicholson as a Joker. I like those, but definitely from, like, Keaton to the most recent one, I could go without them, you know. Not saying that they're not. Like, I think Heath Ledger's a great Joker. Think that's a great movie because Heath Ledger is good. I don't think that movie's good. I just think Heath Ledger's good. That's about it for me on those Batman ones. Like, I don't know. There's also no detective work. I like the detective aspect of the new one. I like a good old whodunit, or, like, you know. I just like detective movies.
Some intrigue, some mystery, not just an action flick. Yeah. It
felt less popcorny. You know, even you had popcorn moments like that car chase scene, but the rest of it was, I don't know, it was slower paced. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't, you know,
kind of grounded, even though it's, you know, obviously not
an insane idea. Yeah. I also think it portrayed Gotham as its own city for the first time. Like, every time you watch a Batman movie, it's like, oh, it's just Chicago, or like, oh, it's just like Manhattan. You don't really feel like it's a different. You just feel like it's one of the generic Western cities.
Yeah.
But this one felt, which I think they filmed in, like, London and a few other places. So that's probably why it felt different, because it wasn't filmed in fucking Chicago. Yeah. But I thought it was, like, the first time I saw Gotham, and I was like, oh wow, it's not a city I am aware of. Like, it's a different feel, you know?
It has that Gotham feeling from, like, the animated series or the games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But,
yeah.
We'll see how that Joker movie is, though. That one.
Oh, I mean, speaking of Batman, you saw DC announced their new slate of, like, their project for the next 8 to 10 years.
I did not. I saw the Marvel one. I didn't see the DC one.
There's some stuff in there. I don't have them all, but the plan is to have it, like, all tied together: movies, TV shows, games, animation. They're all supposed to be kind of like a shared universe type of thing.
Okay.
As well as they want to have the same people who are voice acting in their animations play them in like live action in the future. So it's not like they're like separate, like, which is an interesting idea. One, I don't know, like for continuity or continuity, I guess maybe it
Continuity, yeah.
works. But I feel like at the same time, you're missing out on a lot of these really good voice actors that you know are going to give a better performance than people who can act. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's trying to build like a whole shared universe.
I mean, it's smart. It's that
They're
Marvel
not
thing we were
using,
talking about.
yeah, they're not using their own streaming platform. I know a lot of their TV shows are going to go through HBO Max.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
And so they're going to be a bit darker, I believe.
Mm.
There's one movie, I think it's The Justice something, or I don't know the exact name of it, but I think it's supposed to be like a pretty dark rated movie, like kind of what we're hoping for.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't have like the full list, but they're gonna start their Batman with Batman Beyond, not Batman Beyond. I don't remember the name of it, but it's gonna start with Batman and Robin being his son, so like an older Batman kind of.
Oh.
Start with a Bat family.
Huh. And that's gonna be animated or live action?
No, that's live action.
Wow. Okay, so we're getting like separate Batman live action stuff
Yep.
aside from
He
the
said
movies.
that they're
Okay, wow.
keeping Matt Reeves' Batman and the Joker in like their own separate universes.
Okay.
But then the rest of their plan is all one shared universe.
That's kind of fucking
So they
cool.
have I think their first new project is a new Superman movie.
Mm.
It's not going to be an origin story though.
Thank God.
And then yeah, they're doing the same thing with Batman, really like not an origin story, just starting with him.
Wow.
And yeah, a
Nice.
Green Lantern TV show on HBO Max. He said he's going to be like a True Detective type of feel, like a crimey thing.
Okay.
Um,
Haven't seen anything good from Green Lantern ever, but maybe they'll
he had a
finally
good
get it right.
animated movie back in the day, but I think an HBO Max Green Lantern series could be interesting.
Could be fun. Yeah.
Especially if it's more of like a crime mystery type of thing, like he talked about.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's
Great.
going to be interesting trying to tie in your games to like connect with the TVs and movies as well, because like
Yeah.
you can't put a crucial like element to the whole story in a game
In a
because you're just
game,
going to
right.
miss out on so much of your target audience. So
Yeah.
then like are your games going to be less good because like maybe you can't include like certain characters that are like mainstream and in your movies?
Maybe.
I don't know,
Yeah.
it's
I mean, I guess you could
interesting.
make. It depends on what kind of game they're going
Yeah.
for. I mean, like if they do. I mean, especially if they do Batman as an older character, you could do a game about younger Batman and just put whatever the fuck you want to put in there. It doesn't have to connect to whatever happened later, It can
Mhm.
just be 10 years before the show or whatever, and you just have a random shitty DC villain that I'm
Yeah.
sure they can make work, Batman has like 90 million villains that are so stupid. I'm sure they could
Oh yeah.
retool them, like fucking Polka Dot Man and shit, so they could
Yeah.
figure it out. That's cool though. That's
There's
it's good.
also, I think it's called Paradise Lost. It's kind of like a Wonder Woman thing, but just
Mm.
like with like on the island where she lives or whatever.
Oh,
So it's not like
okay.
Wonder Woman, but I think he said it's
About
sort of
that.
like a Game of Thrones type thing with like the different people on the island and on the continent or whatever.
Right.
So that should
Like
be interesting.
Different female
At least if
tribes
you're
killing
comparing
each
it
other and
to,
shit.
yeah, Game of Thrones. We'll see.
Should be fun. We'll see. I mean, as long as they're kind of committing to, it seems like Warner Brothers and HBO have committed to adult audiences.
Yep.
I mean, HBO obviously has always been a very adult focused group. I mean, it's always been, that's the
Mhm.
whole point, kind of. But as long as they stick to that, I think it could be great. I don't know how long we'll have to
Yeah.
wait to see any of this shit. It'll probably be fucking 6
Um,
years, but
Yeah, I think the start of it's the Superman, and that's 2025.
yeah,
And there's
yeah,
Batman,
it's
so
a long time,
it's an
It's a
8 to
long
10 year
time.
plan that doesn't start until 2025. So
Yeah, which should be good still. Should be interesting, but
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad they're. I mean, they're doing the Disney shit, but like as long as they can do it right, I think I'd rather see a cool universe that connects to each other, or like connects together from DC than I would from Marvel now. To be honest, I really have no interest in any of the Marvel stuff at all. Within the past couple years, I really could give a fuck less. Like the Ant-Man movie, could give a shit less. I just don't care.
Yeah, I think he said they're planning to only do at most 2 movies, 2 TV shows a year. So they're not trying to like mass produce like Marvel is right now. I think
trying to like saturate it.
So, I mean, hopefully it's higher quality than some of the recent Marvel TV shows, which shouldn't be too hard if you're working with HBO Max as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, damn, HBO's killing it, man. Absolutely killing it. Good for them.
Yeah.
Fucking blowing everyone out of the water. It's crazy. They got Euphoria, Last of Us, this DC plan. Fucking White Lotus. I know it's a big show, even though I haven't seen the new season. I know it did well, so good for them, man. Well, I wanted to ask this question. I kind of asked it prior to recording. I don't know how in depth we're gonna talk about this because I don't want to. I mean, we're not even monetized, but I don't want to get demonetized in the future if we do get monetized. I'm sure people have heard of it, of what happened. I guess a streamer, and I don't remember his name, got caught watching some deepfake porn of other streamers. I think it was 2 other female streamers, something like that. One of them was, I think that girl Maya, and then maybe, I forget who I'm not a Twitch guy. I'm not really involved. Was it Pokemon? How do you feel about that becoming more of an issue? Because honestly, I've never even been interested in that kind of thing. Like, no. I do kind of find it a little creepy.
Oh, it's very disturbing.
It's uncomfortable and not right, but
I forgot that like deepfake like was a thing. Like I know we saw that video like a couple months ago of like the Morgan Freeman thing.
Yeah.
But like it kind of just wasn't even like in my mind.
Well, it didn't even
that can happen.
It didn't even cross my mind that like, oh, they'll use it for porn. I don't know why that didn't. Of course, they're gonna use it for porn, but like, I don't know why it didn't. It
never even entered my mind, and I was like, oh, like this is a thing. First off, why, especially with people that you know, is a strange thing. Secondly, you have a girlfriend already.
Yeah, there's a girl. So I remember that video. The girl was crying in the back. I feel so bad for her. It was kind of hilarious, though. It's kind of funny. I don't know. But...
And then, like, it was like it was a free site, too. Like, homie went and paid for it.
Yeah, wasn't it like $100 or something like that?
I don't know the price. I saw that he had, like, paid for it and said it was just, like, a one-time thing to, like, check out what the site was or something. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any good reason to even pay for porn in general.
That's
like, and especially like, I don't know.
People you know that's a weird. People you know is a weird one. Like I'm trying to think of any scenario.
Or like if at least met like once. Like I don't think he's too close with them, but like at least they've met.
It's just so risky in general. Yeah. It's a risk that doesn't seem worth it. It's weird. It's really creepy. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the motivation for that would be. First of all, I'm never paying for that shit. Ever. No. There's no way in 2023 I'm going to pay for anything like that. But also, like, it's so... I just feel like it's so direct to who you're looking for. Like, you are looking for that streamer. It just feels so weird. And I don't even understand, like... Also, how dumb you have to be to also, like... You really searched it on your stream PC and had it on one of your most recent... Like, are you fucking idiot, dude? Like, where in... Like, what the fuck... I don't know. But I guess, how do you feel about, like, do you think that's going to be a consistent problem with anybody? Because this is going to sound wrong, but, like, this is not, in my opinion, a concern to the average person. It's kind of only a concern to, you know, people who have a bit more eyes on them, people who, you know, there's a lot of creepy people out there. When you're famous, you're going to be sexualized if you're a girl. It's just kind of the deal. Like, I mean, I wish it wasn't that way, but if you're a girl and you're on the internet, someone's gonna ask to see your tits. It is what it is. Like, it's just the culture at this point. But what do you think? Like, I don't know. How do you even mitigate this? Like, how do you even control this? You know?
I don't know. I think I saw some tweets about like what can we do to like shut this down, and like I don't know if anyone actually had like a solution.
Yeah.
And like on the other side of it, like this probably brought like so many more viewers to that site. Now like you have a popular Twitch streamer that got caught using something that half the people probably didn't know existed.
Didn't know about. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about it. I'd imagine most people, unless they were searching it out specifically, probably had no clue.
So it's probably only going to get worse, but like,
yeah,
I don't know how you deal with it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird thing that I don't know if because I mean, in, I guess, like, pop culture, we've always had famous sex tapes get leaked. I mean, there's obviously the Kim Kardashian. There's always something like that. Someone's nudes gets leaked, blah, blah, blah. But this is different in a way of, like, someone created something sexual with your likeness without you knowing it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you created something yourself and then however it happened, it got leaked, it's a little different than, like, someone manufacturing a product. It just is so different than anything we've ever seen, I think. And, I don't know if there's a way to control it, really, but I guess it's tough for me. I was trying to put myself in their shoes of what that would feel like to know that someone had used your likeness, put it onto something pornographic, and then used that. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to... I wonder how they feel about that. You know, I'm sure it's not great. I'm sure it's terrible. I'm sure it feels awful.
Traumatizing, yeah.
But I just wonder, like... I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, what do you do about that? Like, I don't know if there's any way to... I mean, maybe we could use some kind of, like, copyright software and try to... Because, I mean, it's like you show a frame of an anime, you get a copyright strike. Maybe there's something we can use for that, but it almost feels like it's going to have to be more of a... like, almost a government effort? Does that make sense?
I would think so, yeah.
Like, because I don't know how... No one else is going to have the money or the time to create anything like that, but then how do you even really distinguish? Like, is it just going to be, like, people reporting, or, like, the FBI is just going to have to start putting websites in a list? Like, I don't know where you go from here. But surely it's illegal, right?
It's gotta be illegal. I mean, it has to be, yeah. Like,
you're
not consenting to the use of your likeness. Like,
yeah. I don't know, but I thought I'd bring it's what happened within the last few weeks, and I don't know, it sucks. I hope that I don't know if there's any way to stop it. I hope that there will be one day, but for right now, I don't think there's any way to stop it. I didn't even think about that aspect of it, of, like, they almost advertised this deepfake site to millions of people without advertising it, like, without even really knowing. It just got advertised to a lot more people, which is a tough one. I did not consider that one, but I don't know. Shout out to those girls, though. You know, I hope they're doing all right. I don't know them or even know their names or anything about them, but I'm sure it's terrible. I'm sure it's an awful feeling. It's got to feel so, like, invasive. Do you know what I mean? Like, and uncomfortable. It's just so weird. Like, I'm trying to think, if someone deepfaked my face onto porn, I don't know if I'd give a shit, but I'm also a guy, and it's just different, you know? That's why I was saying, like, I couldn't really put myself Depends.
I'd hate
Unless
it.
I'm getting like
I'd
clout.
hate it.
Then I'd be like, hey yo, let's
Hmm.
like that would make me uncomfortable maybe. But I don't know. No, yeah, I definitely wouldn't like it because I don't even like seeing myself in general. Like when I look at our
Yeah.
videos and shit. So yeah, it'd probably be awful. But yeah, I don't know. Shout out to those girls and I hope they're doing okay because that's tough.
Indeed.
Anyway, got that topic out of the way. Did Netflix reverse their password thing? Did they just say psych? Like,
They at least reversed, like, they said there was some issue with the public statement and they got rid of it. They didn't say which part was wrong, but it seems to at least be okay for now.
yeah, it's kind of smart. You think they put out the rule and they're like, oh shit, like, hey, yo, we're gonna lose a lot of money doing this.
Hmm.
Because surely they had to have possibly they would lose more money than they would be just by people sharing their passwords, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I don't know. It's like, do you sacrifice the subscription amount or do you sacrifice your watch time? Because I know watch time to these streamers are like fucking gold. It's like their
Yeah.
currency is watch time. So what happens? Like, would you rather, I don't know, save on the money you're losing or lose 50% of your watch time that you can count? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's tough because, like, they've been on a decline for a while at Netflix.
Mhm.
So, like, I think they had to try something to try and, like, get it out of the
Mitigate
red.
their, yeah, try to
But
stop their
if
loss.
you're gonna lose a bunch of watch time, you're gonna have these shows that aren't gonna want to, sell onto your platform if it's
Yeah.
not a Netflix original. And I think
Mhm.
then you're gonna run out of money to make your own Netflix originals, and it's just gonna be a downward spiral, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they have people way smarter than us who probably, like, gave them a reason of why this could work, or like,
You think so, but like
But-
sometimes you're like, wait,
but
why'd you
yeah.
do that?
I think the internet backlash might have scared them off a bit.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It's kind of a big deal with Netflix. Like, a lot of the people I know have Netflix share their account, or at least are on a shared account. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know. If I'm Netflix, I don't sacrifice that watch time. That is like that's the only thing they got left is their high watch times.
Yeah.
But you also have to question, like, where are they getting? I don't know how much they make off of subscriptions, or I feel like their overhead must be crazy. They must be in wild amounts of debt because
Yeah.
I mean, all companies are, like Tesla's in debt. Every company's in a shitload of debt. They just don't pay it back. That's just kind of
Oh,
the
yeah.
consensus. Like, that's just what happens when you have a big company. But their overhead must be crazy because you're paying for licensing. You're paying for your own originals, which are really expensive, notoriously expensive.
Hmm.
And you're losing money on subscribers. You don't really have a lot of original content that people give a shit about anymore. I mean, Stranger Things and Wednesday is kind of all they got, Netflix original wise.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, when does it get too far gone? Like, what happens? What happens when they're like, oh, we're literally making zero money? Like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Downsize?
they've been in a deep hole for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe part of their plan was, like, they introduced their cheaper but, like, watch with ads plan.
Yeah.
So maybe they're trying to get some of that, like, that ad money.
It would probably
The
make them a lot
companies.
more.
Yeah. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people are gonna use the cheaper ad ones. Maybe people don't use Netflix as much.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder if ad
so
block
I
would
mean,
work.
they seem to be trying at the very least to make some money back recently.
Yeah.
But
Do you think that if you think someone would buy them?
buy Netflix?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I could see it. I could see a whale.
I think in a
company
couple
like
years.
Disney or something,
Yeah.
just kind of scooping it up just to see. You know. It is kind of wild though the way that kind of everything works with consumer anything. Like anything you consume, there's always going to be like a pioneer of it, and then there's always
Yep.
going to be someone else that comes in and takes their time and does it way better than you did, and then
Oh yeah.
you kind of just get forgotten. Like that's kind of just how it is, you know. Like, we've
Mhm.
seen that with a lot of other shit. Like, some new thing comes along, super famous, and then, oh, someone else did it better. Sorry, bye bye. It's kind of like
Yeah.
what Riot does. Like, they always find a way. Like CS was really successful. They're like, all right, hold on, give us a couple years, we'll
Hold
be
my beer.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, we'll be back in a bit. We'll make something better. It's just kind of how it goes. So
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll see. It'd be weird to have a world where Netflix just isn't in the conversation anymore. But
Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, though, I rarely use Netflix on its own outside of watching movies for like when
Movies,
we're
yeah.
watching movies and stuff. But like even then, most of the movies are on HBO or Prime. I mean, Netflix
Yeah.
doesn't really have any movies, like not big movies on there anymore. So I don't know. But yeah, personally, I haven't watched Netflix in. I watched that one. I watched Monster on there.
Yeah.
That's about it. But yeah. I mean, I had to buy my own Netflix account anyway because they have a fucking rule on Netflix where there's like one screen at a time. So I
Yeah.
was like, well, I'll just get my own fucking Netflix. Like, I don't know what else to do. But speaking of anime, I had a question about anime.
All right.
I heard this question on another podcast, and I was like, that's a good question because we're weebs basically at this point.
Mhm.
What criteria is there for you to rate an anime perfect? Like, to give an anime a perfect rating, what criteria does it have to meet? What makes it perfect? And then the question after would be, what's a perfect anime? What's your perfect anime?
Oh man. Have you thought of something already, or you were just posing it to
Kind
me?
of. I was proposing it to you, and I was gonna let you make me cut a
What
half
makes
an
a
hour out for a
perfect
clip.
What makes a perfect anime? You see, I haven't thought about anything yet, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
let me think. Ah, I don't
I mean, I can
know.
start
I
if you want.
think if you want to start, yeah, let me think and expand.
I think what makes an anime perfect, in my mind, is good story. Obviously, you have to have a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Good animation, good voice acting. And then I think you need, obviously, as little filler as you can get is the best. I hate
Yeah.
animes that have fucking half the, like, Black Clover would be a perfect anime if half the show wasn't shit. Like,
Yeah.
that show would be amazing, but you have 90 episodes of them looking like potatoes and doing nothing. So you
Mm-hmm.
kind of get fucked there. But shows that make you feel kind of like, I guess ReZero would be a good example, or even Attack on Titan. Story-wise, it's like you want a show, you don't want to watch a season and go, nothing really happened that season, or nothing even really connected that season. There's a few shows that you watch like that where it's like, oh, we didn't really advance the story at all.
Yep.
So I think, yeah, it has to have a perfect story, perfect animation, and good voice acting, and like as little filler as you can get would be a perfect animation for me.
Yeah. I think I agree on everything. I think the only way, like, and I don't know if you would even call it perfect, but the only way you can get away with having filler is if you have like outstanding like characters, I
Right.
think, who
You
can
need a
make
really
like
good character
even
to,
the
like,
filler like episodes fun to watch because of the characters.
right.
Which I think is something that Gintama does pretty well, but also like there's not a huge story to a show like that. Like
Yeah.
you'll have episodes where you'll spend 10 minutes of the episode on the same picture of just like a building and it doesn't move. It's just the characters talking for like 10 minutes
Yeah.
and somehow you don't get bored. And I think that's just because of like how you can create characters and I think how they did
Right.
it works well.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a perfect anime, definitely, I don't think you need, I guess you don't need great animation, you do need good enough animation. At least it's not like choppy or anything.
Yeah.
Definitely story is probably the biggest element. Good voice acting. I think a good soundtrack is essential as well.
That's true.
Kind of puts you in
That's
the
true.
mood. I think
Yeah.
like if you have a sad ass sound track playing in the background during the sad scene, or you got like a hype opening right before like a fight starts or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, I mean, good character, good story, animation, soundtrack. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. But as far as what I would consider a perfect, like 10 out of
Mm-hmm.
10, I've said this before, and it's not on my favorite list from last week, but I think, like, to me, a perfect 10 out of 10 anime is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Fuck, that's what I was gonna say, you fucking asshole. God damn it.
Anytime
It's
someone
just
asks me, like, I have a list of, like, my
fuck.
favorite, and then ones I would consider, like, the best, and, like,
Yeah.
I think Full Metal is, like, like, as close as you can get to
Brotherhood,
the
right? Not
perfect,
the
yeah,
original. Okay,
Brotherhood,
okay. Yeah.
uh, anime,
Yeah.
for sure.
No, I agree. I think Brotherhood. I was gonna say that as well. I think Full Metal Brotherhood is like as little filler as possible. It's not very long. Kind of gets to the chase. Everything happens, at a
Hmm.
good pace. Has good animation. Yeah, I think Brotherhood's probably my perfect as well. You little shit. But
I was
yeah.
trying to think of what else I would say in case you
I
picked
was
Brotherhood, and
I was
I don't know.
thinking like AOT's not finished, and I don't think it's perfect.
Hmm.
Um, ReZero's also not finished. If ReZero is finished, I think that might be my perfect. Because I
Hmm.
really like, I mean, everything about ReZero is really good in my opinion. I know someone commented on our short. I was like, what the
Oh
fuck
yeah.
are these lists? I was like, what?
Hmm.
And yeah, that felt good to have people arguing in our comments. That was a good feeling.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know what I would really have as a perfect. Maybe Erased. Um, because Erased is pretty fucking solid, you know?
It is. I think the ending would take it away from like a perfect for me. Not that anything's
Mm,
bad with the ending, it just felt a little quick to me.
yeah, right.
Um,
Kind of like the Angel Beats
but
thing, just like wraps up out of nowhere.
yeah, I would almost argue more for Angel Beats than for Erase, even though I think Erase is a better story.
Mm,
I don't know, the ending, like Angel Beats kind of works the way it is. I just think
yeah,
like the characters are so fun in a sense that they could do like those filler episodes for getting rid of
right.
the other classmates, and I wouldn't mind, like,
Mm,
even if it doesn't progress the story too much. But yeah, I don't know. I could see an argument for Erased.
yeah. I agree. The ending could be better, but I also think like it's so you don't want to stop. Like it's one of those ones where you're like, oh my god, I gotta watch the next episode. Like
Oh yeah.
it's so good. I was gonna say like because there's those animes that are just filler, but it's the funnest
Hmm.
filler. Like it's just fun. So like Classroom with the Elite, or not Classroom with the Elite, Assassination Classroom,
Oh yeah.
or what's another fun one? I was just thinking about it. It left my mind. But there's ones, those ones. It's like there's a story, but it's them fucking around the whole show, and it's amazing. But I don't know
Oh
if
yeah.
you can say that that's perfect or not. It's like perfect in its own genre and way, you know.
Hmm.
So it's tough for me to. But yeah, I don't know if I could think of another one outside of Brotherhood that's like no complaints, you know.
Hmm.
Like I don't know. It's the one thing I hate about like Naruto. It's just like, why is this show so fucking long for no reason? You know what I mean? It's like,
Hmm.
it doesn't need to be this long. Same thing for fucking Hunter, bro. Like, why? Why do we make this arc so long? We don't need to make this arc that long. We don't.
We do. We do.
We don't, dude. I don't want to see Buff fucking Gone coming up. I don't need that many episodes for that, bro. I could just, we can skip a few in the middle, surely. But,
You got a wide cast of characters. You gotta
I
develop them.
guess. But didn't that anime end kind of shitty though?
It.
Like, or
I
just like
mean, like
didn't end?
it was kind of like the Chimera arc was like the high, and then they
Mm.
went into like a
And
bit of
then
a worse arc,
yeah.
and then they ended it, but not like at the end of like the manga or anything,
Mm.
just like at the end of that short next arc.
Yeah.
But
Didn't they like continue the manga and then not continue the manga again for like another year? I feel like
yeah,
I
they
heard they
continued the
continued it
manga,
and
and
then they just
then
didn't
the
put it out
dude who
again.
was writing it, I think he had back issues or something, and he wasn't able
Mm.
to write for like 2 3 years or something,
I
and then
see.
he just started writing again.
Okay. That show's been fucking done for a while. Like
Hmm.
they're like, it's coming back one day. It's coming back one
I
day.
don't
That's
know
all
if
I
it's
ever
ever
heard.
coming back, but
I don't know if the anime
see.
will come back. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
But
think so.
it is one of the
Yeah.
biggest animes out there. Like, could make a return.
Mhm.
But it's a good little anime combo. Always seem to fit one in. This is a weird one, but like I was thinking about it the other day, and I realized that I don't. First of all, I don't get new clothes that often, like ever. Like I do, but I don't. And then I also don't throw away my clothes ever. Like I
Oh yeah.
just keep shirts from when I was like 19 and they have holes in them and I'm like, yeah, but like what am I I'll just put it in the closet and I forget about it. I was gonna ask you like how
Yeah.
often do you go clothes shopping and like how often do you get rid of your old clothes? Because there's some people out there, they'll like go buy a bunch of clothes, go to their closet, throw a bunch out and like replace them. But I've just never. I don't know if I'm too lazy or like I just don't care
Yeah.
what it is. But
I won't throw it out until it has a hole in it or I've outgrown it, but we're kind of at the
Yeah.
point where I've stopped growing, so like
Right.
I kind of like I have a collection of shirts and I won't wear maybe half of them.
Right.
How often I go shopping though? I mean, I went shopping today, but usually it's like once a month, and it's not for anything like essential. It's like, oh, like another pair of shorts or another sweater,
Right.
because like I know I'm gonna be wearing a sweater like all year.
Yeah.
So like, who needs a nice shirt if you're gonna have a sweater over top of it?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, I just,
yeah,
like-
I'm not a big clothing shopper per se. A little more recently, but not really.
See, the only time I think about buying clothes is like merch that I like. Like if there's a podcast that I like, or like, I'll go. There's a store that we have here, and they have anime shirts, and I always walk by, and I'm like, I'll go in there and buy a bunch one day, but like not today because they're expensive for no reason, and I have to bite the bullet one day. But
Yeah.
other than that, I really don't give a shit. Like I hate to say, I don't give a fuck. I just don't care. Like first of all, I don't care what I look like, which is already a bad start if you want to buy clothes.
Yeah, yeah,
And then if you also don't give a shit what your clothes, like I'm just I want it to be comfortable. That's all I give a shit about. I don't care what it looks like. If it's comfortable, I'll wear it, even if it's the ugliest color on the planet. I will wear it if it's comfortable. So I kind of just end up getting hoodies once in a while that I feel like are really comfortable, and that's like my wardrobe. Like that's pretty much it. I have like one nice shirt. Or no, I have a few like nice shirts for occasions. Like when I lived in Thailand, we, would go out for dinners and stuff, and there were like dress codes and shit. But otherwise, I don't give a fuck. And I end up, like I noticed the other day, I don't know why I brought it up. I kind of hastily like packed my suitcase and went, to my grandma's house. Well, I came back, opened the suitcase, blah, blah, and I had found a shirt that I didn't know I really didn't even notice that I had packed it. That I had before I went to the States, and now I'm back. It was from the first time I was here. And I was like, how the fuck do I don't know why, and I still wear it once in a while. Like I noticed, I was like, wait, this, and then I thought about it, I looked at it. It's my dad's shirt from when he was in college. And I was like, holy fuck, this is from like 1993. And I was like, I really don't get rid of, like, why did I never get rid of anything? Like, I never get rid of any of my clothes, or like, I don't know, I need to. But I was just curious if I'm a weirdo and like if that's not normal.
I think we might both be weirdos, or maybe it's more of a guy thing, but
maybe, yeah, I don't know.
I definitely don't throw away clothes as soon as I should, or like donate at least. But
yeah, I try to donate if I do get rid of them, but I always end up just having closets full of shit that I just don't wear, and I'm like, I wear 5 of these clothes items. Like, I could throw away I could have 5 t-shirts in my closet, and I'd probably be good. But I have all this shit for no reason. I don't know, but I just like, I wonder why. I don't know if you had this growing up. It was always the worst when you went out shopping with like your mom.
Oh
he
yeah.
like went clothes shopping, and like
Hmm.
I think it's why I also don't like trying things on. I will commit to buying something that I'm sure might not fit, but I'm not
100%.
trying that shit on. Fuck that.
No, I
No
am kind of
way.
the same way. Earlier this semester, I went shopping and I was like, "Oh, this looks nice," and I bought it. And I was like, I'm not going to try this on because,
Yeah.
again, for some reason that's just ingrained in me. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to go try this on. And then I brought it back, tried it on at home, and it didn't fit. And I was like,
Mhm.
this is why you try
This
shit
is
on, I
what,
guess.
yeah. I don't know what it is in my mind that's like I don't want to. There's something in me that's like, if I have to go try this on, I'm gonna burn the store down. And it's like this weird.
Oh yeah,
I'm not fucking doing it. Like I'm so pissed if I have to do it that I would rather pay the money for it to not fit possibly than
yeah.
me just go into the room and try it on for 10 seconds. I don't know what that is. I think it might be from when you're a kid and you're like out shopping with your mom. And like there's always that one year where like you really need new clothes because you've outgrew
Mhm.
them. And then your mom's like, go try on these or go try on these. And you're just like, fucking God. And you
Yeah,
got to switch out of your clothes. You got shit in your pockets. You got to like set them.
yeah.
It's just awful. I wonder if that's where it comes from. Because I hate
It
like
could be.
perusing too. I don't like ever since I got like my own car and I have like my own responsibility to like take care of myself, quote unquote.
Hmm.
I'm so quick about everything I do. Like I'll
Oh
go
yeah.
into the store, I'm like I'm going here, I'm going here, I'm going here. I'm getting the fuck out. I wonder if growing up you just like you're so bored. Like you ever go to the like Walmart with your mom is just like the
Oh yeah.
most frustrating thing on the planet. Like you get towards the checkout and then they're like, "Oh, I forgot this," and you got to go to the other side of the store. It's the worst
Hmm.
shit. I mean, you should do it. You should go with your mom. It's nice of you
Of
to
course.
do. But like, Lord, it was tough. It was tough. Especially clothes shopping. If your mom stopped at like a fucking J.C. Penney or some shit, dude,
Oh yeah.
you're sitting on that fucking chair outside the store for 2.5 hours on your
Yeah.
fucking DS, just trying to. God forbid that thing runs out of charge too, bro. And you fucked.
Oh yeah.
You fucked.
I remember,
They
yeah,
got
if you're a
nothing.
kid in the mall and like
Yep.
you know they're on their way to like
Mhm.
5 of the clothing stores and you just have to
Yeah.
sit out there
Yeah, you're fucked.
and like, hmm,
Awkwardly play like Pokemon and just like
yep,
hope no one sits next to you on the bench. Yeah, good times. But yeah, I just wanted to see if I was a weirdo. But we might just be both have
Maybe.
weird trauma from shopping as children. I don't know where that comes
maybe.
from. But yeah. Well, you got any topics before we kind of start wrapping things up? About 57 minutes in.
Any topics? We talked about this a bit like 3 weeks ago. But the Harry Potter game is coming out tomorrow, I think.
Is it? Is it? Are you
And
gonna?
there's still a big divide between people on whether or
Really?
not you should buy it, because you'd be supporting J.K. Rowling or not.
Right. Would it really be supporting her though?
I mean,
Like,
she gets a cut of the profits,
Right. But
but
like, surely a
in
lot
my
of that is split to
opinion,
the studio, right? Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, in my opinion, like you have a lot of people who have put a lot of like time into making this game. That I mean,
yeah.
looks like a good game too, and I feel like you're kind of discounting all the time that these people have put into making this game for, people who like the series to enjoy.
Mm,
So I mean, I can respect people's decision not to buy it for that reason. Again, I don't know everything that like J.K. Rowling said, but at the same time, I don't know. I know people put a lot of work into making it, so
yeah.
I feel kind of
That
bad if
if the
it was
sales are
getting all this
affected.
hate. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think that I understand being upset about some comments that may offend you, but these are people who spent a good portion of a couple years probably working really hard. I mean, a lot of people don't understand what developers go through or like testers or programmers. They work insane hours. They're expected to do insane amounts of work in very short amounts of time, like I think during the Red Dead thing, it was really brought to light where, you know, people were working like double, triple overtime, not getting paid for it. I mean, it's just like it's like a crazy grind until the game comes out. And even when the game comes out, you still gotta do shit. So I get being upset about some comments that were made, but I don't think that should be enough for you to not support these developers that, you know, or the company that made the game. You know, I think it's fucked up. I get not wanting to give her any money. I understand that. But also you have to look at it as like, hey, yo, she's got like $2 billion. Like, I'm sorry, but the amount of money she's going to gain from this game is not even close to making a dent in anything she has already. I'm sorry. Once you get past like 100 million, your money's so spread out and growing on its own that I promise the amount of money she's going to make from this game isn't even going, it's going to be her fucking yacht bill, like the gas on her yacht. Like, it's shit money to her, you know what I mean? So the idea of like, I'm not supporting this, I'm not giving her money, she's already got you already fucked up. She's already rich. Like, there's not anything you can do about this.
Yeah.
But I understand the sentiment, but I agree. I think like, I'm probably not going to buy it just because I'm not into Harry Potter that much. But the reason I'm not buying it is not because I care about the comments she's made, or like I'm upset about the comments she's made, so I'm not going to buy the game because it's in support of her some way. Like, I think you need to still support the people that worked really hard on it. It's not their fault that she's whatever she is, racist or a bigot or whatever term you want to throw on it. I don't really know what she said. I think it was transphobic or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's not their fault, you know? It's just not. It's like you work on this crazy movie and the actor gets canceled. It's like, oh, so they're not going to get paid now because this one guy is a terrible person? Like, it just seems a bit, it just seems a bit unfair to the people that worked on it. But I've never actually been outraged at anything. I don't know what that feels like. I don't have that in my mind. Like, it's just not something I've ever been like. There's never been a racist comment about an Arab person, and I've been like, I'm fucking pissed. I'm going on Twitter. I'm making like, I've just never been that kind of person. I kind of just like, the way I always looked at it was, if I give that attention, it almost makes it way worse. I'd rather it sink into nothing and disappear than for me to make a bunch of shit about it, you know? Yeah. So, I don't know. But I also, you know, I don't know what it's like to be directly targeted like that. I don't know what that's like, you know, maybe in certain ways just with racism, but it's a little different, you know, especially right now. So, but I don't know, maybe I'll buy it. I would love to play a good RPG. I'm a little pissed it's not like multiplayer. I think it's probably my main reason for maybe not buying it, on top of not really caring about Harry Potter. But yeah, it's a shame. I wonder how much it's going to affect sales. I feel like the game will still do pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people are still going to end up buying it.
It is weird that I wonder how that's going to affect streaming. Like, if certain streamers are going to say, you know, I can't really play this game because people are going to be upset that I'm supporting, you know, J.K. Rowling, whatever. I don't know. It's Rowling. It's Rowling, right? It's very British. Rowling.
I think so.
J.K. Rowling. Yeah, it's probably Rowling. But yeah, I wonder if that's going to affect streamers as well. Like, I don't know. Kind of sucks for them too, because usually if a big game comes out, like, that's a big payday for them, you know? But not sure if anyone's going to be taking that kind of risk, you know? You never know.
Yeah. I don't know about any big streamers. I think I saw Nick Merckx is going to be playing it all day tomorrow, but again, I don't think he's the type that cares as much.
Cares about it, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, if it looks good, if it looks interesting, I'll buy it. I mean, it is what it is. Well, is there anything else?
Anything else? There is.
I don't know if you want to talk about the spy balloon at all, but it's kind of already taken care of. Is that what
Yeah.
you're gonna bring up?
No, no, no. I was just gonna. I don't know if you saw Michael's post, but
I did not.
anyways, there is a tweet that a study was done and found that human beings are less than 50% accurate in determining whether or not they are being flirted with.
Oh, it's a tough stat.
So, in other words,
Less than
you could
50%?
yeah, if you carry a coin around and you flip the coin, it has a better chance of telling if you're actually being flirted with than you knowing. But
Oh no. Oh
coin is
no,
more
I'm
likely
going
to
over
know the
everything
truth than
wrong.
you are.
Wow, that's crazy. Makes
Yeah.
sense though. A lot of people are oblivious to it,
Oh
especially
yeah.
like, when you're out and you're like, she's flirting with you right now. What are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's true, but it's unfortunate that it's true. Damn,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start flipping a fucking coin, man.
Yep.
Every time a girl talks to me, I'm gonna just be like, heads, alright,
Mm-hmm.
listen here. That's tough.
That was
yeah.
just a short little fun thing I saw.
Yeah. I have to invest in
Um,
some coins.
Some coins. One last
Yeah.
thing I just saw this morning. I don't follow football, European football at all, really.
Yeah, I don't really.
But Manchester City, one of the bigger names,
Mm-hmm.
they were charged with breaking financial rules that might result in them getting stripped of all their titles for the past like 10 years. So if it happens, they would lose their title from 2012, 2014, 2018, 2019, 2021, and 2022.
Wow.
6 seasons worth of titles they would be losing because they've been messing with their
What-
financials for a bit of
Yeah,
time.
what are they like negating the salary cap? It's the only thing I think of that they do. Because didn't they have no, Man City that's Arsenal who had Ronaldo. It wasn't Manchester. It was Manchester.
there's two Manchesters, I think.
It was Manchester United and Manchester
and
City?
City.
I
Yeah.
don't know which one had
So I think if
Ronaldo, but
I saw if they get stripped of those 6 titles, I think 3 of them go to Manchester United and 3 go to whatever the other dominant team is over there. I can't remember.
okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's
I wonder what they
interesting.
did. They must have. I feel like the only thing you could do is try to like go over the salary cap without going over the salary cap. Like that's the only thing I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
That would be breaking the rules. But damn, 6 titles? That's tough.
Liverpool. Yeah.
Liverpool. Damn. That's like, bro, you imagine having 6 Super Bowl rings? Just like, sorry.
Yeah.
Peace. Like, it is what it is. Damn. That's a tough one. Well, don't break financial rules. Don't fuck with the money.
Yep.
Don't fuck the money up, man.
Can't fuck with the money, man.
No. Well, is there anything else before we wrap up? We're about
That's all I have.
about that time. I think it's about all I got. I can't think of anything else that would be entertaining. I have a few more things on the list, but you know what? We're at an hour, and I'm really bad at coming up with content, so we're saving it for next week.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess we're gonna end it here. If you made it this far, thank you for watching the whole hour. I appreciate it. If you're new, hit a little sub button. You know, it's real tasty. Makes me feel good at night. You know, I look at that number and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, makes me feel good. So if you want to make me feel good, hit the button. You know what I mean? That was bad. But yeah, I'm gonna end it there now. Oh Lord. Okay. Bye bye, everybody.
Peace.